Well, I came home one last time because I got a thing in the email saying I need to send this back within 3 days. Jill, the black box, the rest of her brain, the Easy Pass, the book with all of its internal components, and the plates. And it all fit nicely in this box that my wife got some stuff in. And it's about 13 pounds, so I'm going to run it for 15 pounds and send it on out. They didn't get my last name correct. Not that it matters anymore, huh? Good old Schneider. Yeah, isn't this great? Look at this guy. I got a bird in my truck. Come here. Oh my God. Can't see him very well. Come here, guy. Oh, man. You're going the wrong way, man. I got you. No? You don't want me to get you? Come on. Come on, go that way. You ain't no help. Get over there. Go that way. Go towards the other lights. Go that way. Hello again, YouTube. I'm back. The saga continues. So, I got up this morning. I had made the decision yesterday evening to go and drop my truck off at the truck shop and get my clutch looked at, get it bled out, make sure ain't nothing wrong with it, because you got to be proactive rather than reactive in this job. And if I'm going to have a $3,000 breakdown as far as the clutch is concerned, I want to do it while it's at the shop, as opposed to while it's out on the road and have to pay another $2 or $3 grand just to get it towed somewhere, because I can't shift gears. So hopefully it's just a leak in hose and I didn't damage it too much by driving it for 9 weeks. Yeah, I just got done cutting the grass at this place. It's hot out here. It's 94 degrees, or it was when I came over here, but at least it's almost all shaded. So, anyway, I'm working on a different spreadsheet. I was using Big Rig CEO's spreadsheet, and that works all well and good for Schneider, but it leaves some small things to be desired for Spot Market. Because, you know, getting paid after every load, I'd like to have it to where you punch that information in at the pickup and delivery and the miles and all that. Not necessarily the miles, but that would help. And have it transfer over to income for a certain week. Like if it falls on Monday through Sunday this week, if I pick up the load Sunday, but then deliver it Monday and get paid Monday, it goes ahead and sticks itself onto Monday's income for revenue. And anytime I input a quantity as far as revenue generated or fuel expense or clutch expense or, you know, programming, whatever, it automatically will, when I put the data in, it'll automatically plug it into the correct week and so on. It's a little bit more complicated of a program than his developer made. And if he ever leaves Schneider, I'm sure he's going to want to make some changes on there as well, depending on where he goes and what he does. So I'm trying to make some changes on it, learning Google Sheets, and I already know a little bit about Microsoft Excel, but I'm trying to put it on Sheets so I can put it between different formats for me and other people who use Google, as opposed to Microsoft. So, you know, either or. I mean, I got the Microsoft program now because the computer I bought came with it. So I could do that as well on there. Maybe it might be a little less complicated. I don't know. I know that Sheets does not play well with Microsoft, and freeware from Linux does not play well with Microsoft. So they're all basically a different format, different game. But anyway, that being said, hopefully my truck will be done tomorrow. I dropped it off this morning at 8, or I was up there at 8. I spoke with the guy. They're really busy. And I told him what the deal was and everything. And he said, if we can get to it tomorrow, he said, I'll get to it tomorrow. I said, I got my trailer with me, though. He says, well, I said, what I could do is back it up there in your yard and just unhook from it and leave my truck parked in front of my trailer. He said, I was going to suggest that. So, well, you know, great minds think alike. Sorry, man, I'm hot. It is hot and sweaty out here. I think I'm going to go home and take a shower and then just relax the rest of the day. I wasn't going to do this at all this week, but because of this loss of revenue today and possibly tomorrow and possibly Wednesday, I pray it doesn't go that far, or if it does, that's as far as it goes. If I made $865 a day last week, then presumably I can do the same this week. Presumably, maybe more. Who knows? But that's, what is that? 8, 16, 24, 6, 12, 18, 25, 80, 25, 95 of lost revenue. So that's a tow bill right there. But the good news about that is, if I was broke down on the road and I was on the highway or wherever I was, and I had to get a tow in, most places I go, and once I'm gone, they're in the middle of nowhere, right? So it takes a while to get to where you got to go. So you got to pay a tow bill in addition to your downtime. So it could take anywhere from an hour to a couple hours to, 6 or 7 hours before a rig even gets to you to tow you to a shop that may or may not even work on your vehicle. So I'm taking that into consideration as well. And I'm thinking that I saved myself at least a day or two in revenue by not having this breakdown on the side of the road. Because, as we all know, when you break down on the side of the road, you're at the mercy of the mechanic shop that you go to, and usually they know that you're at their mercy. I told this guy, I said, I live right down the road, dude. So, if it takes you till tomorrow, that's fine. I'm going home, and call me when it's ready. I told him to check my brakes out. And what I didn't know, I haven't been in this very long, but I do know I've done all my work on my own vehicles for over 2 decades now. 3 decades? No, that would make me 10 years old when I started doing it. No. That's right, 3 decades. I'm not 40. I wish I was. So, that being said, when you do brakes on a car are basically the first thing they teach you on, or they used to teach you on in the mechanic shops, because they're so simple, right? You most of the time you don't need to turn the rotors and all that crap. Not if you know how you drive. Now, if you just picked it up, you might need to buy some new rotors and this, that, and the other. But most of the time, pads and shoes, and that's it. You're done. Throw them on. Within 30 minutes, you're back on the road. Class 8 truck. You can do that if you have the equipment. I do not have the equipment. I have a 2-ton jack. That's a low rider. It'll get up underneath my Cadillac nice and easy. And if you never worked on a DeVille, you don't know how low that thing is to the ground. Might as well be an MG midget or a low rider. Anyway, so I don't have the equipment to work on this anyway. I told him to check my brakes while he was at it because I didn't like the way they were looking. And he explained to me how they work. So, because I told him, I was like, it's lower at one end than it is, like when you look at it, if you're on the passenger side, towards the front of the vehicle, there's less than there is towards the rear of the vehicle. It gets thicker as it goes, right? And he said, I didn't know, pardon me for not knowing, guys. Okay. If you already knew this, you can down me all you want. I don't care, but, I'm learning. So he said there's a little wear marker in there in the middle, usually, not always, but in the middle of the pad, you got a split in the middle and there's a little wear marker. And once it gets down to there, that's where you need to be at for them to need to be replaced. I thought that maybe it was only clamping on the front end because that's the end that is smaller than the back end. So I'm like, that doesn't make, I've never had brakes do that. So I'm like, this makes absolutely no sense on how these brakes are wearing, and I need to get it looked at. Maybe because all the weight's pushing okay, this is the thought process in my head, and I know it's wrong, but because you're going down a hill and you got heavy weight on your back and you step on the brakes, it sounds really stupid now to think about it, but the front is going to get more wear because, you know, it's got more pressure on the front. That's not how it works, right? It's all friction based, and it puts pressure all the way around the same distance. So logically in my head, it's like, hey, that's got to be what's wrong, but that's not how it works. So learn something new every day, right? In my research for my truck, though, on the clutch, one of the things I looked at when I was looking at it as far as when you push down on it and it doesn't come back up, then you have an air leak. I'm sorry, you don't have an air leak. You have a leak in the hydraulic system, which puts air in the line, right? And it doesn't have the pressure to come back up. It has to have that pressure that's at the bottom of that pressurized system to push the pedal back up, because it's a hydraulic system, not like your pedal in the car. I think is more spring-based. I don't know how they work. I just know how to fix them. Mostly. I don't do clutches. I barely do transmissions. That's why I haven't put the transmission out of this thing yet. I mean, I fixed one in the Explorer we used to have. That was easy enough. This truck's probably easy enough. It seems to be. They say it's as light as an Explorer, and it's a 727, so, and it's old, 79, so there's nothing hard to do on this one. Just take the bolts out, take it out, and either rebuild it, get it rebuilt, and then throw it back in. I just don't have time for all that. But that being said, there's a leak in the line, supposedly. Hopefully that's all it is. The other issue is if your pedal goes all the way floor and it doesn't come back up and there's not a leak in the line, then the mechanism that is your pedal, I'm not sure it's the slave or the master, but that's what your problem is, and you have to buy one of those. And that's just like, I don't remember how much the part was. I'd look that up too. But it's easy, simple. You disconnect the lines and take the 4 bolts out and pull it out and then slap the new one in. But yeah, that's about it. So anyway, my truck's getting fixed, and I'm going to go chill out. So y'all have a blessed day.